Okay, welcome. It's over 9,000. We are your hosts, Jared,
Justin,
Christian,
and Shawn.
How are you gentlemen feeling?
Great.
Awesome.
Doing pretty good.
I hate to start our podcast with a filler episode, but it's just going to be the way the cookie crumbles.
It'd be like that.
So today we're going to do an anime report card for Dragonball Z, and we have like our own topics that we'll be
touching upon for grading purposes.
I mean, that's what we're doing, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, It's Over 9,000 is a podcast based on really our take on anime culture. So we'll be covering a multitude of things, but we're going to start with filler, something we all love.
Yeah. What about them fillers?
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for. I want to thank everybody who's going to be streaming. I want to thank everybody who's going to be listening, and thank everybody who's also going to be watching this. We appreciate it.
Truly appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate the support.
We would be nowhere without the fans. Okay. Oh, and make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
And any other place
Instagram.
we can subscribe.
Yes.
iTunes. SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram too. Yep.
Instagram. Do we have anything else?
I think that's
Anything
it.
else we want to plug?
No.
Before we get going?
We should. We're good. Let's get this.
Okay, let's get right to the stuff. Dragon Ball Z. Let's grade it.
All right.
Are we gonna we're throwing them all together, right? Dragon Ball, the whole Dragon Ball. This is the whole Dragon Ball universe.
Series as a whole.
The series as a whole.
Wait, are we including GT or?
Absolutely not.
No, that's not non-canon. We don't do that.
All right, cool.
We're not gonna-
I just want to make sure you know.
No, you knew.
We're not talking about GT, and we're definitely not talking about One Piece. Justin's gonna stuff.
Throw that in.
Y'all three, y'all trash. So I can't wait for y'all to watch it. Let's get
All
this
right,
show
all
on.
right,
Talk
let's go.
about
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z. How about that?
Okay. It's plot and its story. I think we pretty much killed it last time.
Let's make this a happy podcast about Dragon Ball Z because we pretty shamed it last time.
Yeah. Just for the
Evaluate
record,
from a mature standpoint.
we
Yes.
don't hate Dragon Ball Z at all. We definitely think it's one of the, if not the greatest anime out
it's
so
the
far. So we just want
I
to
think it's
definitely
the
put
GOAT.
that out there.
It's godlike.
Yeah.
Look at all
think
this.
it's the
Look at all this merchandise. We got some movies. We got some
yeah, it's mostly
toys.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Action figures.
The posters behind us.
Oh yeah, godlike. Come on now.
Okay, let's get to business. Get to it. Okay, so if we were to be grading its plot and its story development, what are you giving Dragon Ball?
I'd say an 8 out of 10.
I was thinking about that. I'll give it 8 out of 10.
We're not giving it a grade.
Oh, as far as
Oh. Well, you didn't specify. You just said a great
versus grade. Okay,
Great
grade.
Grade. I said, yeah.
Just because I like it so much, I give it a B.
I give it a B plus.
Solid B.
I was thinking like a solid B plus around there.
Hey, Akira Toriyama, let me be very clear. You're failing my class. I'm letting you know that right now.
Oh my God.
I love the anime, but man, the plot and the story, I don't think it was cohesive at all. I think there were a lot of plot holes in it, and I definitely don't think it was. Man, you know what? We're gonna have to edit that out. Jeez. You want a mic, babe? I mean, good God. Explain the grading process. We're gonna grade its plot and its story development. We're gonna grade the animation. We're going to grade the character development, the action, the creativity, its heroes, its villains, its lengths, its feels.
Them feels.
The feels.
Gotta add them feels in there.
And the impact. I don't think just on animes as its peer, but the people, the consumers as well. So, okay. Now for the slashing.
Yeah.
Let's not slash. Let's not slash. We gotta be nice.
Just slash into a minimum.
We gotta keep the vulgarness to a minimum. Let's give us some good stuff.
Why are you giving it a B plus?
B plus. For one, there was a plot, but it didn't seem like there was a plot. They would basically Dragon Ball Z was they find these 7 magic balls, make a wish, and ta-da. But you had the fighting. You got the dang.
There wasn't a lot of story.
Yeah, there was a lot.
The story that was there was pretty. It started off good in Dragon Ball, probably about till Frieza Saga.
Yeah.
Then it started to kind of die off, and they started to focus more on the action and stuff. After everybody learned how to go Super Saiyan, it was more about action, less about story a little bit. They still had a little story still with the Android Saga and stuff like that too.
I like that part.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Android
me too.
From when Future Trunks showed up
To the end of Cell.
What about
Yeah.
Boo?
For the most, I mean,
most
not
part.
saying,
I did like the
not saying
imperfect
boo,
Cell.
'cause-
Yeah,
yeah.
Gohan versus Cell. I didn't like the tournament thing at all. Like the waiting for 10 days, all that stuff. It's like just show him going nuts on people like Frieza.
I
Go
didn't
Frieza
even-
style on everybody.
Well, I feel like they had to switch it a little bit so it wouldn't seem too repetitive in that area, even though that, Dragon Ball Z has its repetitive moments just because Goku will be the one that shows up and it's like, all right, well, we know how this is about to go. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the Cell Saga, in my opinion, was definitely one of the better parts just because we knew they switched it. It went from Goku being the hero to giving it over to Gohan. So that was something that was a little different.
Let me help you out. Just nibble on it a little bit. Give it a little nibble.
Little peck.
Little peck.
Little peck. Little peck.
I'm pretty sure I was still being heard, but
Yeah.
You had to get it closer to.
Get a little
Echo.
kiss.
We're gonna edit that out too. Where were you at?
We were talking about Cell, how they passed the torch to Gohan and everything like that, and they started to progress. Seemed like they were going to pass it to Gohan. It started off in Buu Saga where Gohan's going to school, Goku's nowhere in sight. He's going to come back for one day for the tournament, and then all of a sudden the fans in Japan say, we don't like Gohan, he has no good character development, all this and that, and they switched it back to Goku.
Well, since you brought up character development, let's switch from animation second and go to character development since it kind of coincides with plot and story development.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. So let's since you now go ahead and keep expounding if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. As far as character development goes, I feel like they gave the Saiyans really good character development up until a certain point. And obviously, the Earthlings, they fell off after Saiyan Saga, and they were no longer relevant. Piccolo came back to be a good decoy for Frieza real quick, and got wiped out. Krillin was nothing. Everybody was nothing. So the character development started off good in Dragon Ball. Everybody had their moments. Everybody was beating Goku. They had some growth and stuff like that, and it just stopped probably 30% through the series. And after that, they were just about Saiyans.
And I want to even say all the Saiyans got plot.
I was gonna say Nappa would have something else to say about that.
true.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Raditz.
Too,
Raditz.
Good Saiyans. That
I mean,
they kept in the show.
and
King Vegeta was just a memory for
Exactly.
Bardock.
9 seasons.
Right.
Bardock was like
Yeah.
even Vegeta, and then my main boy. It's Goku. If somebody else shows up, Gohan does something, Vegeta get one new transformation. We've seen it all through Cell Saga when he first turned Super Saiyan. Cool, beats Android 19. Son's like, nah, bruh, you can't fight them. Okay, I got this. He runs off. Goku still's no in sight. It's pretty much they had to handle everything, and the character development for that is like, it's Goku pretty much stole the show in DBZ.
It's the Goku show.
It's the Goku show. Not to say it's not Goku's fault. It's good old Akira Toriyama, but they still I mean, it's Goku.
Yeah, and it makes sense. You got to have a main character, but even still,
Not too much.
yeah, you don't want to make it to where it's annoying.
Yeah, and that's one good thing that made the Android and Cell Saga good. Just because Goku did get that heart virus, and it gave the other Saiyans a chance to kind of step up. You know what I mean?
Even Piccolo.
Well, it gave Piccolo a chance to step up too.
he had a major
Tien
step
even
up.
had,
Yup,
you know,
he had a
his
little
part
moment,
in the Cell Saga. Anybody else? No.
I think we cool on the character development. Like I said, it was lacking a little bit.
Yeah, I think. What's your give it a grade?
I'm gonna give it a C.
Yeah, overall for all the characters, I mean, even Goku, like he stayed the same. Like Vegeta had decent character development, but even still, I'd say probably like a C- for character development. If that, maybe D, C-.
I was thinking a solid. I would say a C+, B-, around there, around that range.
Oh, y'all are good. That's a good grade.
Hey man, that's all it's like.
That man has failed in my class so far.
The character development.
and well, really, just because as a whole, I never felt like anybody really developed outside of like one guy, and that was Vegeta. I think he's the only one that really had any real development. Everybody else was who they were throughout the entire show, and if anything, they regressed. And he found a way to regress them as a character.
True.
They lost
That is
importance.
true.
They lost relevance.
Yeah.
Especially
i.e.
Gohan.
Water,
Yamcha, Chaozu.
Where is Chaozu? Did they even show him in Super?
No,
I don't think
No.
I've seen Chaozu
they didn't
one
show
time in
him.
Super.
They didn't show
Poor, Oolong,
Master Roshi.
Master Roshi.
They
I
tried to
think-
give them relevance in the Tournament of Power, but boys was still getting, smacked out within like 2 or 3
Hey, shout out
episodes.
to
You know what I
Mr.
mean?
Popo for holding down
So-
2 Super Saiyan kids. They tried to fly out from him. He grabbed
Yeah.
their legs. He had a little strength behind him. Shout out to the
Hey, quiet as kept. Mr. Popo is silly strong.
Hey, he was.
He is. He
He
is.
was low key.
I forgot about that.
And Trunks.
He held both of them down. They were Super Saiyans. They had to turn on him and like, hey, we gotta get this dude off of me. So they started fighting him back.
Yeah, quiet as kept. He was really strong. strong.
I got to shout out though the one Earthling that held it down since with Goku. We didn't even talk about Krillin. Krillin held it down.
But, I mean, that's because Krillin has died 90 times. You know what I'm saying? That's why nobody's wanted to talk about Krillin.
Hey, man.
He died in Dragon Ball. He died multiple times in Dragon Ball Z.
Hey man,
It's like, how many times you gonna go to King Kai's
Right.
place, man?
I'm not
It
gonna
got
lie. I was thinking about this. It's like when they get training. It's like remember the movie Dodgeball when they had Average Joe's and then they had Global Gym. The Earthlings was going to Earthlings was going to Average Joe's and the Saiyans was going to Global Gym. And they was getting that membership.
That's
It's
a
like
fact.
they was going to Hyperdog Time Chamber. No, y'all can't use it.
Yeah.
Y'all not ready. Go back to college. Well, nobody asked
Yeah.
you to jump up here.
Yeah.
They was getting the low week training.
Well,
and-
most of them, they didn't thirst for battle like the Saiyans too, so they didn't even want to. Most of them, by the time Cell came, they were terrified of everything.
I mean,
They were
everybody.
trembling. They were like,
Yeah,
I don't
that
even
is
wanna be
true.
here, but I guess I got to defend the
Right. They was like, we had help, but we ain't about to try to jump in nothing.
Y'all-
We just
y'all
here
should-
to help
I thought that-
assist.
I think, yeah, like I said, that's why I can't give him because they didn't start off like that.
Nah, they didn't.
They got to, and like I said, they got to a point where they were just drawings. You know what I mean? Their presence didn't mean much. They didn't impact the screen in any
Support
type of
characters,
way,
yeah.
and they even diminished as support characters.
Yeah.
They just have a line or two.
Yeah.
I was like, man, the guy doing
Right.
Krillin's voice can't be happy with his salary right
I
now.
look at everybody like Christopher. He's looking at Christopher Sabat and oh what like really, bro?
Sean Skimmel
He was over there like
or Schimmel. I don't know how his last name is pronounced.
I'm Goku. I don't know what to tell you. Can I get a different character?
Yeah.
Even the women in Dragon Ball, I feel like
Yeah, especially
roles-
Chi Chi.
And
Like,
Chi-Chi
where-
was
where
supposed
she's
to be
been.
Not present in Super, but for
Nah.
the
She wasn't-
beginning.
She had a couple beginning parts.
Oh, yeah, when it was
Boma
beginning.
definitely
was
stepped
there,
it
yeah.
up, but
Yeah.
I mean, she's always been kind of like the main female character that that they would show.
She showed
And Launch is gone.
Launch just completely
Where's
disappeared.
Launch?
Videl was slightly relevant just because Pan was introduced, so they had they got to show the mom or whatever. But besides, I guess Boma and Videl, like you
Wait.
said, Launch disappeared. Chi Chi was
y'all
barely
forget one
around.
more. She used to be an android. They started showing 18 more.
Well, I count her as like one of the Z fighters, but you know what I
she's like a
mean.
Z fighter.
Yeah.
I was just-
So she was relevant regardless.
Yeah.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
So
So character development. What is your grade, my guy?
I failed him.
Failure.
I failed him. That's 2 failing grades for me.
He's not passing.
Story
He's not.
and-
Yeah, the story. If it wasn't as hard, if it didn't catch me when it caught me, and I feel like that's for really everybody that Dragon Ball caught us young, and
Yeah.
we didn't know what anime was.
Yeah.
and dudes was fighting with a glowing energy around them. You know what I mean? Like that stuff meant something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So being introduced to it, early
Yeah.
like that.
You didn't think about that stuff.
I didn't really care about character development. I didn't really care about plot and story, and I didn't care that things weren't cohesive, and I didn't care that there's a way that Cell came back, and he shouldn't have been able to come
We
back
didn't
and
think
beat
about
Trunks
logic.
at that time.
We didn't think about
There was no logic behind.
We just thought about fighting, and it was like,
yeah, it was hard.
You know,
That's true.
Yeah,
So character development, yeah. My boy
S.A.
was Boo.
what'd you give him?
I gave him a C.
I give him a C minus.
I think I gave him what was it, a C plus, B minus.
Sean is real
-ish.
generous.
Good job, my guy.
Sean is holding on to that
You don't be nice.
Funimation bag.
He's like, we're sorry. He's like,
Okay. Well, speaking of action, that's our next category. So let's go ahead and let's give that a grade.
man.
Me first.
All right.
I think the action was great, to be honest.
I agree.
Me too.
I mean, and it just continued to improve too. I mean, well, it changed up throughout the series. It started off in Dragon Ball was more martial arts based, which I loved.
Yeah, me too.
And for sure, but I mean, it makes sense for them to kind of change from martial arts to just powerhouses because they start learning how to fly, blow up planets, and a whole bunch of stuff. So they had to do away with it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Because
But-
boys didn't know how to fly in the beginning.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they just had a bunch of
10 was the first one.
Chaozu was ahead of the
Yeah.
game.
My boy had telekinesis, and he was like,
walking in the sky when he was fighting Krillin. He was walking in the sky.
walking
oh,
on the
the
sky.
tournament, yeah.
So their abilities upgraded, and so did the fighting throughout. I mean, even in Super, like you could see the destruction in comparison to the beginning. I mean, Goku's punching Jiren by the end of Super and just blowing up half the tournament. I mean, it was nuts. I think the action was on point. I think the animation for the action was great. I really don't see any places where they could have improved. I mean, obviously, they had different artists throughout the cartoon, and some episodes didn't look as great as other ones. But overall, I'll give it an A.
Man, I'm gonna give it an A plus. Dragon Ball. That's the first anime I really watched. Like when Toonami came on, it was you was waiting to get home to watch Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z come on.
Every night.
You wanted to see the fight, and they showed a preview, and you was waiting to get a TV just to watch a fight for Dragon Ball.
Oh, the hardest promos ever.
They
Yeah.
had Toonami.
Tsunami
God.
promos.
Oh,
they were
man.
the hardest.
Those were action packed.
Yep.
Those were godlike.
That got you real hype.
Sheesh.
They had the promos to make you want to. They thought you was a real. It had its own channel. It wasn't even part of Cartoon Network no more. It was like just Toonami. It was like only thing after that. All right, Toonami over. I don't watch nothing else. DBZ, come on. Yeah, the fights. We did so many fights. Cell versus Gohan. Vegeta versus Goku. First time and second time. Majin Buu. Kid Buu. Like
That Galagun versus Kamehameha is underrated
oh,
in the
yeah.
first fight.
That will be
That whole first fight.
the OG fight
Yeah, that first fight.
when
Yeah.
Vegeta was.
The whole fight was ridiculous.
When, excuse my language, when he was a badass and he came to Earth, he was like, I'm about to come rock this whole Earth. I hope Kakarot can stop me, and Goku wasn't having it. That fight will be, if you can watch anything with Dragon Ball Z, that'll probably be the first fight. Yeah.
Just edit that out.
Yeah. My bad. Hey, man. Hey. So I said, excuse my language.
The language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids. The kids are watching,
That's why I
Justin.
said-
They look up to you.
Chillins.
Hey, man. Sorry, kids. That's the one.
And now they
Sorry,
can't watch.
kids.
They can't watch without
Apologize to
parental
them.
controls
Hey,
now.
man. I'm going to say sorry to the kids. Sorry, kids. I'm going to keep it PG-13.
So I'm gonna give it an A+2 as far as action goes. I feel like as far as anime goes, this had the best consistent action that I've ever seen, and it's something that held me and made me fall in love with anime. I gotta give Dragon Ball Z the utmost respect in this category.
Yep, and I definitely agree. A plus as well. And that's my pretty much my biggest thing is just the action. Like, even if the story wasn't like the greatest, the action definitely takes it to a whole nother level to the
Yeah.
point to where it's just like, man, I got to see what happens next. And then,
Yeah.
transformations and the power levels and all that, that right there is what pretty much carries you through the anime.
Pretty much.
The fights ain't good. I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Somebody ain't throwing no fists or blowing up stuff.
The fights of the armor. That's what this.
Well, I'm glad you brought up artwork. Our next one is animation.
Yep.
True. I'll go first on this one. Mind if I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Animation, it was good. I mean, people probably thought it was real chalky.
I thought he had a deep dive.
Nah, I ain't a deep dive. Nah,
It was good.
It was good. Like for what you watched from back in the day, they didn't have too much stuff that they have now, where they make animation look just like, oh, it didn't look. I was like, it didn't look like this the first season. No, now the animation looks really good.
Yeah.
Compared to what it came from, but it's the first of its kind. Like I said, the animation was real good. The drawings look good. I can tell you, I mean, you can draw. Anything else though, besides the character development, but nah, his drawings was dope. It was colorful. Everybody had different their own little designs and everything. Different characters, different hairstyles. You got dudes turning gold hair. You got aliens, green dudes, aka Namekians. So,
Yeah, for sure.
What'd you give it?
that one, I'm gonna give it a B plus.
B plus
Yeah.
for overall. Yeah, that's pretty good. I agree. Probably B plus for me as well. I mean, definitely with some episodes where it was a little
Trash.
a little trash.
But
But that's what I mean. It's, you know, they had to, I can understand they had to stay in budget. They had some artists that weren't so great. Some people that hey, you suck. Just get this episode done real quick. Get it aired.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had better artists or whatever. I'm assuming they probably paid them differently or whatever.
Yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with the budget.
Some episodes look great. Some were real funky. So I'll say a B as well.
I give it a nice I give it a B too. And like the funniest thing like that I never forget is just one episode when Future Trunks first appeared and and he fought Frieza. Like that episode looked real nice. But like literally the episode right after that, like when he finished the slice, it was just like a complete like transition. So it's just like, dude, like
the sword slice.
Yeah.
Not even actually showed the sword.
Yeah.
That
he was a Super Saiyan, but his eyes was black. So I'm like, y'all just messing
They had
all this
a lot
up,
of mistakes
man.
like that in Dragon Ball. They have scenes where Vegeta was supposed to be wearing
That
the
black
with no
armor.
shoulder pads. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, one scene he has the stinking shoulder pads on.
Right.
It's like you
During
talking
the
to
Frieza saga, they had that a couple times. I'm like, Krillin's wearing his. I'm like,
He had his like gi on compared to the armor.
they had new
Yeah.
artists come in. He's like, all right, what would you leave off of? I don't know. Just draw that. Draw what you did last episode.
Makes no sense.
That's because in the hard episodes you was drawing, and the other ones I was drawing. Looking at me. Oh, real quick, man. Shout out to Taj on the video camera, man. Taj making us look good. I saw you over there checking your watch. You're not going anywhere.
He said, you stand here.
He's like, my feet been work. He's like,
See Taj over there checking his watch.
He checking that time.
Hey, you're locked in.
you in like Flynn, my boy.
Yo, man, checking that time, trying to make
He's
sure.
up there like, I'm gonna take my invisible watch
Take
now
your
real
time
quick.
real quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it an A, and the reason that I'm giving it an A is because it doesn't look like anything else. And when it's good, it's really good. It's
original, yeah.
It's really good. It's its own thing. It doesn't look like anything else. The characters aren't drawn like any other anime. Sometimes there's a cookie cutter type artist and animation. I don't think Dragon Ball was anything.
Cookie cutter.
Hey man,
Why is that funny?
I don't know.
It just sounds funny though. I know. I pictured that too.
all right, do something.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like some of them,
It's just a funny reference.
They start looking at each other, especially during that time. During
Yeah,
that
most
time,
definitely.
Yu Yu Hakusho looked like other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
could find another Yu Yu Hakusho type animation somewhere.
That is true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just talking purely the drawings. You know what I mean? But the fighting always looked real good. The way that they had the speed and everything, you know what I mean? It was like I said, it was the first of its kind. It was original, it was unique, and it had me on the edge of my seat.
Still does.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. They're looking forward to this movie. By the way, like I said, the Dragon Ball Super movie comes out.
Yep.
It'll be dope. Like I said.
Telling you. Continue it on.
Okay. All right. We already did character development. We've done plot, story development, animation, action, creativity,
Bro.
since we're talking about uniqueness.
Yeah, we got to finish up we got to give our grades actually for the plot and story. We're skipping ahead a little bit.
I thought we gave those already. What were you doing, Samantha? Okay, we've done plot, story, and development, animation, character development, action. Next is creativity.
That creativity.
Good old creativity.
You gonna start? Go ahead.
You got it?
Let me go
You
ahead.
got it?
Let me hit this creativity.
Ready for this deep dive? It was creative.
It was very creative. No, DBZ was the first of its kind to. It was, I mean, you had people turning gold with spiky hair, blue eyes. You had dudes turning into like 3 different forms.
Yeah.
You got green dudes from another planet with regeneration. I need some of that in my life. Give me broken limbs and whatnot. But yeah, we got dudes turning to big gorillas.
Which limbs of yours are broke?
Hey man, just in case all else fails, get some fingers chopped off at work, you know. Might need that regeneration. I'm like, hey, bro, give me a hand. I got you.
Chopping your fingers off at work.
Bruh, I'm just saying, man, anything can happen, bruh.
I feel you, though.
Hey, or it might be one to turn King Kong one day. We got dudes turning into gorillas.
Yeah.
Whole
Yeah.
gorillas. Not King Kong, but
they
we
did.
got Godzilla type gorillas.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh.
Yeah, they went there with the creativity. I think they did a great job with the creativity.
Yeah.
I think back when Dragon Ball started, there wasn't really much that was explored. It was just there was a little bit with like mechs and stuff they were starting to do.
Yeah, they did
stuff
that.
with like warriors with swords and stuff like that. But as far as powering and being able to blow up planets and stuff like that, that was new.
Energy, key,
Yeah,
Yep.
that was all new.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, as far as that, I mean, different worlds, different races, different, having dinosaurs in the mix with technology and people
Right.
driving hot flying cars and stuff like that.
Dino caps.
Yeah. Capsule
Remember
Corp.
back when it was Dino Caps
Yeah,
before it was
exactly.
Capsule Corp?
That's true. And even just them traveling to other planets like Namek, they went to the Supreme Car world to have a battle. It wasn't like every battle was taking place on Earth. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be moments like just with the Namek stuff and all of that. So that was one thing that that was different. Like a lot of anime, you don't really see them traveling to other planets and stuff. You know what I mean?
And that's
And if they
sometimes
do, it's real quick, or it might be like based on them traveling to other planets. But Dragon Ball,
They
yeah,
did Back to the Future type stuff. Christopher Nolan was in the DeLorean. They up there went to they went to the future when boy Trunks over here
Right.
was fighting androids in a whole nother universe that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. They went time traveling, fought the androids, went back to his time.
Yeah.
They went to Namek. They even went to the Void and Super. What was that place that
Yeah,
place
where
they
the
fought
Tournament of Power was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that was. And
The World of Void.
that's what it was.
Yep.
It's like that's Dragon Ball went out the way to do
then
that.
you know they had Otherworld and HFIL, I guess, Home for Infinite Losers. So I mean, they explored a lot of different places in Dragon Ball for sure. Well, Dragon Ball Z, because like you said, Dragon Ball it was just kind of like
pretty
content with.
It was good though.
But yeah,
But they made up for that with Dragon Ball with the story.
yep, exactly.
So,
That's
but-
true.
and even still, using energy, you know what I mean? It was just different. The flying Nimbus was different. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? They just had a lot
You remember
of
that thing that Master Roshi used to spin around on?
The turtle that spin around. Oh, Master Roshi might have been the first person to summon.
Did he summon somebody?
The summon Shinron?
No, not Shinron, but like just to summon something.
The one that he pulled the what do you call it?
He was summoning the flying Nimbus, and he
Yeah.
summoned that.
He summoned Nimbus?
Come to me.
He was the first
What
one to call
What
Nimbus.
was it called?
What
What
was
was
the
the
thing?
turtle called?
Turtle.
Remember the spinning turtle?
He was just
The spinning turtle thing.
Now he
The
called
thing
it
they used to
something.
just spin on.
The spinning turtle.
Because he used to travel.
Bring it back. I don't remember that
Yeah.
one.
I can't think of what it.
I'm about to go watch Dragon Ball again.
But you got the power pole as a summon type deal in a
Nah,
way.
he just.
I mean,
Magic.
all
it
right.
was just. It was magic. It was
Yeah, all right.
It's creativity though.
That is true. Yeah,
That was.
That,
and
yeah.
we found out that the power pole had a bigger purpose to it,
Yep.
too.
That is true.
Connected Korin's Tower and
Yeah,
Kami's
and he was able to
Lookout.
keep climbing up.
You know, he can't use it no more after a while. Like I never seen Goku use it in Z like that. Besides, probably in Dragon Ball, was his biggest time to.
Well, in Dragon Ball Z, he wouldn't use it, I think, just because it'd be irrelevant. Like, boys would just shatter that mug so quick, it'd be like, oh, for real? Like, you trying to use a
He used it
pole
in
on
the
me?
movies.
He used it on the movies, but boys would still water it down to the point to where he could use it. You know what I mean?
And then the biggest thing for creativity, them going Super Saiyan. Probably the dopest thing of Dragon Ball Z is when you was waiting for Tsunami to come on and you kept seeing previews and you just saw Goku go here. You wanted to watch 100-some episodes to see what he was gonna do. When he first went Super Saiyan, that was probably the most godlike thing you could see in anything
That is the dopest transformation
sequence
like ever.
Like
Yep.
him going the first
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it was just that's what transformations and everything else people getting Naruto, Bleach,
Oh, yeah.
Yu Yu
Branching
Hakusho's generated. Definitely it was going Super Saiyan, you probably thought you can go Super Saiyan as a kid. I know I wanted to because Aim and I got no hair. I thought hair was gonna sprout out and I was gonna go gold. I'm like, this ain't working out, criteria.
Right.
You said I can go Super Saiyan like Goku and them, but hurt my dreams.
So what grade you giving it?
I'll give Dragon Ball. I'll give it an A. I'll give creativity A.
Yeah,
Definitely give it an A.
plus for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get an A for me as well.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely A. Definitely.
So it was different and
Totally unique.
definitely,
original.
yeah. Creativity hit the spot on there.
Yeah, like I said, man, it was just the first of its kind. It was the first. It was a lot of firsts. You know what I mean? A lot of firsts. And so since it was a lot of firsts, I have to give something that's original. I got to give it its respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you had to come up with that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
With no
Yep.
blueprint, with no, you know what I'm saying, no basis to look at. And you didn't even know if it was going to be, you know what I'm saying, well received or not.
Exactly.
Right. That's true.
Let's just say I watched Dragon Ball a long time ago. So
Yeah.
and that's where my anime journey started. Let's just say that and good old Sailor Moon, but probably Dragon Ball. And then when it came on Toonami, that's when all the other stuff popped up, Kenshin, and then
Yu Yu
Dragon Ball Z,
Hakusho.
Outlaw Star,
Yeah.
everything else just kind of flowed from there. And
Most of that stuff you was gonna be watching because it came on before or after Dragon Ball. You was
I'm not
waiting
gonna-
on it to come on.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's acing in creativity. All right, let's dive a little deeper into the actual characters. So let's talk about the heroes.
well,
Let's let Shawn go first.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely feeling some type of way about the heroes, man. Like,
Goku.
I understand, you know, that it's all about Goku. We all know that. Like, Dragon Ball is Goku. It wouldn't be Dragon Ball without Goku. But it's just like you got all these other characters that are good in their own way, like Gohan, Vegeta, just the other Saiyans, the other fighters, kind of like we mentioned earlier. But when you focus mainly on him being the hero, it kind of takes away from everybody else because at this point it's kind of like they're just the decoy type fighters. Like
Hey.
you got them coming into the fight, fighting the dude only for Goku to be the one to come in and save him. And at that point, you're just like, all right, well, I kind of already know how this is gonna go. So it's like I just feel like they would have allowed their other characters to have more relevance or to actually kind of beat some of the villains besides Goku. And I understand Gohan beat Cell, and that was kind of like a like a switch over
would help.
and everything. But
Still had to be on the side.
yeah, he was on the sideline. He was that father son, not just the Gohan Kamehameha. It was
Yeah,
like
the father and son. It's still like
father-son. That put me in there, son. You know you died. You
Right.
know you could have kept me alive and whatnot, but throw me in that Kamehameha in there too.
and even like with Vegeta, real quick, like we all know he's kind of like the one that became the one that was having all the secondary battles. Like he would take out all the watered down dudes and then try to challenge the main villain and get whooped. You know what I mean?
he tried to go past the
Burner
lines
and
and fight,
Jace.
and fight
Yeah.
the king.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, even when Goku wasn't strong enough, they would like lend him their energy. You know what I'm
Just
saying? They
another-
would funnel they would
Yeah.
funnel their energy into Goku.
Because let's be honest,
good old spirit
Vegeta
bomb.
naturally is
Well, not
stronger
even
than
a
Goku.
not even a spirit bomb. You know, sometimes they
Yeah,
just
like,
be
lend me
like,
your energy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all I gotta say is that weak punch to Broly. Hey, and
Man,
Vegeta
that's the
wasn't
first thing I
having
thought of too.
Vegeta wasn't having it. Hey, Vegeta, come on, bro. He's like, bro, I'm not giving him nothing. He don't need it. He's up there getting smacked. Go,
Yeah.
Vegeta, I need your energy, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want you. You're not getting none.
Yeah.
And then he just gave up. He was like, we can't fight this dude. Just take it.
Yeah.
Just-
Goku's trash.
He just, yeah.
Dang.
I thought I was feeling some
literally-
type of
I
way.
literally stopped liking Goku. Probably
Don't say.
Mid Frieza.
No, I
Mid
mean,
Frieza?
no. I liked him in the tournament with Cell. Right after that,
He was hard.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That fight was
I agree with you.
yeah,
hard.
for sure. I mean, even though his personality started to change after he fought Frieza and came back. They started to change his personality. At first, he started off real hard, you know, all about saving people, actually a hero. Then he just turned dumb and was like, all I care about is battle. His personality changed, but to me, it's like Vegeta. Everybody needed their moments. I mean, it's like they gave him their moments, but like you said, they were decoys. You know, Vegeta and Trunks stepped in with these new souped-up Super Saiyan forms just for Goku to come in. You know, later on, stronger. You know, all this other stuff. It was always Goku coming in doing something. But it's like if you think about it, Vegeta was way stronger than Goku. 'Cause
Yeah.
Vegeta never came. I mean, he came up with all his own abilities. Never got trained by anybody until he trained with Whis. So he kept up with Goku all that time.
And Goku
without any training. Yeah, and Goku still had the advantage most of the time because, oh, hey, everybody, give me your Super Saiyan God powers. Give me power so I can turn Super Saiyan God. Vegeta learned it on his own. It's like, but they still focused on Goku and just left everybody to the sidelines. Never mind that they, hey, give Goku the power and then just throw him in the trash real quick. The heroes really didn't have any significance. It was just about Goku. It should just started Dragon Ball Z. It should have just been called Goku Show.
I ain't gonna lie. Even we ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna say a little split of GT. They watered down Vegeta. Goku turned Super Saiyan 4.
Man, they watered everybody down.
Oh, yeah. They gave my boy mustache, and I'm just so sad.
Everybody.
Bruh. Yeah, everybody turned, Goku turned Super Saiyan. He had a little transformation. He saw Pan. Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Vegeta does it. Hey, babe, I'm gonna hit you with these flux rays real quick. Hit you with these flux rays real quick, and we gonna go Super Saiyan 4. And Vegeta's probably looking like.
I thought it was blessed. Whatever.
Bruh,
Right?
like I said, it was trash.
That's why we're not talking about GT.
Yeah, I had to say it just because it was still about Goku. And look who threw the spirit bomb at Omega Shenron. Goku.
Lost all your power. And why are we talking about GT? But lost all your power. Against somebody, you fighting against somebody that
step into the Grand Tour.
That might have been just the best part about GT was that intro. The intro.
The intro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be like, all right, I seen the intro, change the channel.
I didn't like much about GT at all.
So y'all gonna give it a grade? Heroes.
I would say what point? Okay, all right, Heroes. So, man, in my honest opinion, I probably had to give it like a D, just because. In my opinion, it was the Goku show for the most part.
Let me see. It is about the Goku show. I like Goku. It's just, hey man, it's back to Akira Toriyama. I'll give him a B minus. It's Goku. We can't help it. We can't go, hey man, you better change this writing. Hey, and we still watched it though.
We did.
Yeah, we still watched it.
We still watched it. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B minus.
You like Goku a little bit, but I think overall, if we're grading the heroes, the whole group of people that are supposed to be the characters of the story.
Exactly.
F. F. Nobody had any development.
All right,
Goku.
I'm about to shock the world. I'm gonna give it an A. I'm giving the heroes an A.
That was a shock.
And the reason I'm giving the heroes an A is because there's a lot of Goku sons out there in the anime world.
Yeah.
I gotta give respect where respect is due. There's something to be said about the first to do it, and the first to do it at a high level. And I think
a good point.
They have those heroes have done it, and they've done it different ways at a high level. Even though usually it's the same person doing the execution, but that would go more towards the writing and the character development for me, which I gave them both F's in.
True.
Then it would be to the actual hero.
Yeah. Even though
who always shows up and always goes 1,000,000,000%. And he did his job as a dad with Gohan.
Oh, I don't know about that Piccolo.
Yeah,
we're gonna be serious because
hold on, time out. I'm talking about boy, y'all trying to go in. I'm talking about in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Oh yeah,
that was his only real close dad and son moment, right?
Because that was the closest they gonna get. Because they up there with each other for 10 days.
When he was young. Yeah. When he was young, he was there.
Yeah.
But he kept dying. I don't know.
And the one time
is Goku a deadbeat dad?
Yeah.
No, hey, man. He came back to
see his nigga will go off the train in a heartbeat, man.
Oh, hey, man. He came back to see his second born son at least. He said, hey, son, dad. He's like, well, you look kind of like me. Are you sure?
Goten was.
I ain't seen him before.
He was definitely about 7 years old when Goku appeared.
When he first showed up at the tournament. Yeah, that's what it looked like. So I got a dad.
And it's been with King Kai this whole time and ain't never spoke a word to Goten.
Right.
Yeah, Goku is trash when it comes to me.
He could have phoned in. Hey, King Kai, let me talk to my second born.
Let me talk to my son real quick.
No, never mind.
Yeah, it's not like
you sure you want to call me?
Yeah, it's not like he didn't see him or something.
Let's go train.
That's crazy. He easily. That's crazy. He easily crazy.
Call him. He never called Chi-Chi either.
He easily could have.
He didn't. I swear to you, Goku hated Chi-Chi.
He didn't call Chi-Chi.
Not like Chi-Chi.
Y'all got to remember too. Goku had instant transmission. I understand he's dead. But he could easily teleport to Earth if he wanted to. Yeah. He could have been like, let me go see my son real quick. Teleport there, use instant transmission, break the rules. Yeah. You remember, all right,
he'd have to go through the old lady.
Well, you go through Baba.
He did it. He did it in the BoJack movie. I don't know. You know, that's not canon. But when he showed up to help Gohan real quick,
When he showed that
he
invisible
punched
punch.
BoJack, and then he showed up. He was like, "Hey, like man up." You like, "Hey, you gotta beat BoJack. We can't be
thought
going
that
out
was
like
just,
that." And then he left. Like he actually showed. He actually instant track.
He did clean it. I remember that, but I was like, did he just show up at Earth for a hot second?
Yeah, for a hot second.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I just didn't know he actually was there. I thought that was just like, son, come on, step out of it, bro.
That fish connected.
Yeah, exactly. and King Kai was mad. He was like, "Dude, you can't be leaving like that."
Yeah.
So he can easily leave if he
You
wanted
just
to.
can't do it for long periods of time.
Nah.
Deadbeat is what we was talking.
He's dead, but that has nothing to do with him being a hero.
Yeah,
I'm giving him.
So you
So since you want to be
a good dad to be a hero.
So now,
apparently.
since you want to be a hero, let's talk about some villains, some good old DBZ villains, and we got some memorable DBZ villains. Man, villains was dope. Like Frieza. I mean, even Vegeta when he first. I'm not gonna mention Raditz because I mean,
I don't know, man. There was something to be said about Raditz at that time.
Yeah.
the Saiyans popping up.
Because Piccolo was still that dude at that time.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And then Raditz came and shut
And
the
made
city
Piccolo
down.
seem like nothing.
With
that double Sunday,
that double Sunday.
that Saturday Crush. My boy, had
He
weekday
introduced them
moves.
to a new level of power too, because they all kind of thought like they were at their peak in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though they definitely was they
nowhere
wasn't.
near.
But they kind of thought like, hey, we're kind of running this right now. We're strong. So
They were the two strongest in
Raditz
the
showed
world.
up and they like, whoa, this dude is he's at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So
And then
For sure.
That's true.
And then I said villains, Cell. I mean, I love Cell. The androids, good old Frieza.
They had great villains.
They had some great villains. They was on some world dominations type stuff. Not some of them. Only I think Frieza was in Immortality, but Cell and Kid Buu just wanted to blow up everything.
Yeah, Frieza had the best build up for like how sinister he was. They built. I mean, from beginning of Saiyan Saga when Vegeta came, them talking about Frieza. They're so
Exactly.
The build up was real. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah,
he still got built up.
Yeah, exactly.
Frieza low key scared me.
Yeah, I think Boo was the worst though.
Kid Buu was the worst.
Kid Buu
That
didn't
boy,
care.
whew.
Kid Boo was terrible.
He's probably my favorite one.
It was
though.
just chaotic.
Yeah, he had no purpose of blowing up. Sorry. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
you good. I'm just over here grunting because I just don't like Boo. The Boo Saga had too many daggone absorptions.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, yeah. I know we talked about story, but the story wasn't there. The villain, he wasn't intimidating to anybody.
Wait, what Boo are you talking about?
All of them.
Nah,
Except
Kid. Now,
Boo.
Kid. I was about to say Kid Boo was
the
a
best one
threat.
of all.
Hey, man.
The rest of them, it's like you don't. Okay, he blew up the whole. He killed everybody on the
They
planet.
were doing
Obviously,
too much.
that's
They were doing too much.
They
with
were.
Boo.
too much.
They try to drag it out.
They were doing too much with Boo.
Yeah. it just was
And
not
anytime you come with a bibbity bobbity boo, that's so trash.
I didn't even think about that till later. I said, "Oh, good job."
Going with the Cinderella theme, huh?
Akira Toriyama was like, "I'm just gonna get creative with you guys."
There goes that fire writing for
Yeah.
you.
Good job,
I mean,
Toriyama.
crazy.
Did a good
Hey,
job.
but it worked.
Yeah, the villain. Yeah, overall, with the villains, I mean, even in Super, Goku Black was on point.
Hey,
The
I love
monster was on
Goku Black.
Goku Black was dope.
point. Yeah, obviously Frieza's always good.
Yeah, Frieza.
Jiren you can't count as a villain because obviously he's a hero. So
Anti-hero.
But he started showing more villain type stuff towards the end of the
think that
tournament.
was-
You know, like as they was exposing
He
it.
did
I think he did
out
that
of
out of frustration. He wasn't necessarily.
bad.
Yeah, he was just showing.
Because he's like, man,
I'm trying to fight this dude for the.
I've been tearing this dude up all sauce, and now y'all gonna write in the transformation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Get him that plot armor real quick.
Right.
Hey,
Just
you
right.
Write
in
this
there.
transformation in.
Exactly.
He was on the couch writing that at home. He was up there writing. He was writing that. He was writing that episode at the crib. He's like, I'm gonna have Jiren throw this energy ball.
Yeah.
How about that? He's like, how about a villain? Nah, he wasn't no villain. He just was like, I've been trying to fight this dude through the whole tournament, and then I can't beat him.
Jiren was killing everybody the entire time he fought, and then Goku gets this transformation,
Dumb transformation
That
bro,
gap
out of
closed
nowhere.
was terrible.
with no training.
Because there was such a huge gap,
huge gap. How do you close that kind of gap?
and then leapfrog him.
Right.
Right.
Makes
like,
no
yeah,
sense.
you don't just do Ultra Instinct, but then you do this perfect Ultra Instinct that just. I can't even say nothing
We
about
watched
it.
it,
It's just
though.
doing too much.
We
man.
watched it though.
We
We,
watched
we
it.
definitely did.
We did.
And we was hyped.
I
but-
told myself.
How long are we gonna let him get away with stuff like that? Now there's a rumor to be a new movie coming out. If we can just side note real quick.
The movie is supposed to be about the original Super Saiyan God, the form that Goku takes in Super when he goes red, like a downgrade version of Kaioken. But he's supposed to be the original Super Saiyan God that I guess when Beerus blew up the planet or some stuff like that.
So is red or blue stronger?
Blue.
I want to say. Well, I want to say obviously
Is red or blue
blue.
stronger?
Then when did Vegeta get blue?
He got it.
Did he ever get red?
No.
Nope.
In the comic, he did.
Yeah,
In
if
the
you
manga,
go back
they
and read the
always
manga,
get
he
The
did.
comic.
Yeah, but it,
The manga.
We're not
wrote that?
reading that.
Who wrote the manga?
Hey, the manga's
It wasn't
better,
Akira
man.
Toriyama, obviously.
he has a writer for the manga.
His name is was it
Tortoro.
Yeah.
Toro need to get on right the anime
He
too.
elaborates a lot more. In
Toro
the
Toro is just another name for Akira Toro.
Hey, but he's beast in the
in
manga
depth, yeah, he goes a
though.
lot
He's
more
doing it. He's low key doing it right. You
There's a
know.
lot of stuff.
So yeah, not trying to get off subject, but yeah, that was a
Anyway,
quick side note.
Grades for the villains.
Grades for the villains, I'll give him A+. The villains was
Yeah.
on point. The villains was sinister. Everybody had their own little agendas, plots, destruction. They was straight evil.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta think about it too, real quick. Everybody that's on Goku's squad was technically a villain at one point.
And when look who saved the universe.
Cause you can exactly Android 17.
You can make a case for Krillin too.
Yeah, he had a moment where him and Goku was going at it, and he did not like Goku. He was like, "I'm trying to kill this dude."
Tien was bad.
Tien,
Even wor- even better.
Piccolo.
God, we don't want to talk about King
Vegeta.
Piccolo. God, that's what I was like. Vegeta got a whole family.
Yup,
My
the
boy's about to come
androids,
blow
Boo.
up the Earth. Vegeta,
Right.
hey, I think anybody that fights Goku.
Yamcha was the desert bandit.
Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah,
Oolong.
Oolong the terrible. He was terrorizing
Yep, the
villages
terrible.
and stuff.
Man, Yajirobe was never bad then.
But they had
No,
like a little.
Yajirobe was lit in
They had like
Dragon
an
Ball.
issue, yeah.
Yamcha was kind of bad. He was a bandit.
But we talking about him being the desert
Yamcha
bandit,
was a
yeah.
bandit. But everybody else is seeing. But everybody that fights Goku just seems to turn their life around. We get families, we get our credit up, we get cars. Hey man, everybody talk to Goku. It's like he's the fighting consultant.
Yeah.
Hey man, you can turn your life around.
Exactly.
Just walk away. He even gave Frieza the most dangerous
Man,
tyrant.
hey, there's two pastors out there in the anime world.
Oh, we got.
I don't want to steal your joke, but man, yeah, you got Bishop Goku, and then you got
We got Master Naruto Uzumaki. Because he's sorry to get off subject, people. but we got, hey, he turns
Uzumaki Jakes.
He comes in, takes his Okage roll waffles like, hey, he's like, hey, come to me, all my ninjas.
Goku even had a little like Jesus line.
The one that's
First
talking about
Frieza.
I am the hope of the earth.
I am the hope of all something.
Something.
Hope for the universe. I am the
Nightmare.
answer to all calls. I'm like, all right, dude.
All right,
Are you-
Batman.
Ally to good.
Right, nightmare to
you.
I am the Saiyan.
Lava blast up behind him.
What'd you
Right.
give it, Deon? What grade you give it?
I know I gave the heroes an F. Would you give the villains I'm gonna A. The heroes were so disappointing to me because it was all about Goku. Overall, it was just disappointing. But the villains, they did it right. I'm gonna give them an A.
I agree. I'm gonna give the villains a as well.
Yeah, no, I agree too. It's definitely an A for me.
So, the good old villains, let's talk about how long the villains in there. Let's talk about this length of how long this anime really was.
Pause. Just talk about length.
I knew somebody was gonna say it. I knew it was
Oh,
coming.
shit.
Slow down there,
Pause.
The length.
Slow down. You gonna talk about girth too? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. We got let's talk about the birth of the anime and length too, all in one good setting. Let's talk about let's reword that. Let's talk about the length. I don't care what you're talking about. Hey, Dragon Ball Z wise, how long was Dragon Ball Z? How many
It's
episodes?
like 264, I
From
believe.
Dragon Ball to Super to the end of Super. All the
Are we fact checking
Whoa.
here? Are we fact checking or are we just freestyling?
I'm not so saying. I was asking how long because I don't really know. I know it was a lot of episodes of DBZ.
Well, I know Dragon Ball Z was like
we're not
two
going off of exact number of episodes. We're saying was the length
of the whole
Yeah,
thing.
was it too long? Was it suitable for the
it
anime?
was-
Because One Piece is too long. That's why I'm watching it.
Exactly.
Dragon Ball, I think they did. They
'Cause
did
they
a
actually
good length.
ended.
They knew. Yeah, they knew.
You
When,
see,
they knew when
Deon had to get one.
See, you slip it in there. They knew when to end it.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? It's like, what are we looking at here? What's that? Oh,
291 episodes.
Oh dang, so I was
That's
off.
really good. Yeah, that's really good.
That's pretty solid.
Shout out to Taj, man.
Good old time.
My iPad was moving real slow.
He can slide
And
it
he
in
came
there.
through in the clutch, 291
But see,
episodes.
you can
291.
argue that though, because Dragon Ball and probably Dragon Ball Z had real good length with how they was doing it. But I was saying Super, they probably could have like extended some of them episodes. You know what I mean? Because some of it was happening like
Too quick.
they was rushing it. You know what I mean?
Each fight
So
was one episode.
Yeah.
I think they did that because so many people complained about all the Hercule scenes and too much talking. That was annoying, but they
It was.
completely. Like we had no explanations for all these transformations they introduced in Super. So they just,
Yeah,
it made no
exactly.
sense. Like you appreciated Piccolo in the sidelines. Oh, he's tapped into this and this and that form. You know, you appreciate
Right,
that
and they
little bit.
skipped
You know
a lot,
what's going on.
yeah.
They
That's
did
true.
away with that in Super.
Well, they also waste a lot of stuff on just like pointless recap. Because you're even in a 20-something minute episode, you're probably only getting like 15 minutes
A fight.
of new content.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
10 to 15.
That was relevant.
depending
10 to
on
15
depending on
minutes
what
of
was
new
going
content.
on.
And think about it, it's like half the episodes of Naruto.
God.
Jeez.
We won't talk about that.
You know what I
It really
mean?
don't seem like it.
Yeah, it's only like it's
Yeah.
like half, or maybe
Yeah.
even less.
No.
Goku's transforming the whole episode, Super Saiyan 3. And
See, if he actually like was efficient with his writing and stuff,
Could've
and
felt it,
Funimation was efficient with, if anime was, it's just the structure of anime. They have those gaps in the middle of it where
Real
they
big
you know,
gaps.
the
Plot holes.
Gohan running the Goku.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, them little
and then
commercials.
the recap at the beginning. Dragon Ball Z on freaking Toonami used to have the worst commercial breakdown too. They do the intro, they do the thing, and then they go to commercial.
I'm like, the show just started. I'm like, oh, let me go.
And those commercials, God, those had to have been at least 10 minute
minutes,
commercials.
yeah.
About soap.
But we was
Talking
little
about-
too, so it
Yeah.
probably seemed like they were longer
Tube socks.
just because we were younger when we were watching it. But yeah, I definitely agree.
I think it was rushed.
For sure.
A part of me
Especially
thinks
Super.
A part of me thinks
Yeah, especially-
that Dragon Ball was rushed, and I think that goes to bad writing. So I think this is kind of tied into that for me. So I'm gonna have to give this a failing grade as well,
Yeah.
just because I feel like there's so many we have seen this anime front to back several times. Everybody here at this table, and we still have questions.
Plot holes.
Why do people who are experienced in anime have questions about an anime that really started their love for anime?
And we still asking stuff. We don't even know. Still don't know about timelines. Timelines still confusing. We still don't make sense of stuff. Who killed who and what timeline?
Yeah.
Why'd he do this? Why she get killed?
jumping all over the place,
I'm like,
just
bro,
bouncing all around.
What
I don't
anime
get it,
we
man.
watching now? Because, like I said, it did start off good, and after that, it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, bro, y'all got this. He pretty much Dragon Ball. He was like, all right, I'm about to give y'all some Dragon Ball Z. And
Yeah.
then what you think about this? And everybody was like, oh. After a while,
It's the action, man. It just carried us
Yeah, it
through
was-
so
yeah,
much.
exactly. It's
It
definitely-
carried us
definitely
through so much crap.
because you can't even remember what was that episode we remember they was doing some non-fighting. We thought you can remember. It was like, oh, that was relevant. All I remember was Goku learning how to drive. Him and Piccolo getting their drive.
Filler episode. They didn't have a lot of filler.
But and then good old Garlic Jr. Don't know why they was just waiting. He was like, hey, we got something for you. Just Architrave was like, just wait. Throw some Garlic Jr. in there.
Exactly.
Hey, but see, I actually like that saga just because Goku was nowhere to be found. So it had to focus on Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin at that point.
Sean's an anti-Goku hater, so he's gonna say he's like, yeah,
Pro
I
Gohan.
just couldn't do it. I mean, it was Gohan. Even Gohan did. He put some work in. But
He put some
after-
serious work in.
But after that, it was just like, when's the Trunks? When is the Android saga start?
Yeah.
Where's Vegeta? Everybody at? Where's the relevant people? Go ahead and throw them in there.
Yeah.
But and the grade for me for length, I'll give it a C. I mean, it was long. There was some stuff that they didn't need to show that drag out stuff to make it longer, but I'll give it a C. I mean, like I said, it did carry us. It carried a lot of us through anime to get where we are now, watching what you watching. So I thank you, Dragon Ball Z, not Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give it a C as well. It fluctuated. That sometimes they drew it out a good amount. The build-up was real.
Way too long.
They told a decent amount of story, but there were some parts that they told no story. So I think it was pretty average.
I didn't even know it was a story.
Yup, and I agree. I'd definitely give it a C too, just from the same point of view.
Man, Jared's a tough teacher. He's a tough teacher. He gave both F's. Oh, you got 3 F's. I want to be your teacher. You passing out F's like crazy, bro.
Nothing.
My student? He was my teacher. I wouldn't be giving you the grades.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
We can just edit that out.
Whatever. I didn't even realize what I said. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm realizing I'm an extremist. There's
Yeah.
only A's and F's up there.
I see. You just
No middles.
No middle ground. At least
who
you
got a
guys
C
know
and
where
a
I
B?
stand.
Who got a C and a B? Oh yeah, you the F man. We got C and B man.
Yeah, at least you guys know where I stand and how I feel. And speaking of feels, let's get to the feels.
Them Dragon Ball Z.
Let's
feels.
grade the feels. I'll go ahead and start. I'll start with the feels. I never felt any type of way about Dragon Ball Z ever. It never made me. It didn't tug at my heartstrings at all. It was so action packed. You know what? There was only like one scene.
I know what you're gonna say. The Vegeta.
Vegeta when he was crying.
That's what he seen. What's what he seen? I
Taz was gonna make sure I.
not even when Goku died.
One episode.
No, not even when Goku died. Wasn't
I
that
think
like-
I think when Goku said he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah.
When,
Everybody was
after the Cell saga.
Shawn was so happy about that. He was like, no.
yeah, I was too happy. I was like,
But
yes, finally.
I didn't really like feel bad. I just felt like, man,
Yeah.
What is it gonna be like?
like
without Goku?
it's just,
You ain't-
he's really done.
You didn't feel no way when Piccolo jumped in front of Gohan and took that blast from
Forget
Nappa?
about that.
You know, Shawn was
And
ready to
you
bring
know,
that up.
and he gave that,
No,
he
I
gave that little
didn't.
speech. He
No.
was like,
No,
you're
I
like the
didn't.
son I never had. You know,
That was deep. It's like I said, it's because it was Dragon Ball that it just didn't.
It's not like a.
And it was so,
Or
and
Attack on
it
Titan.
was
Attack
so
on Titan
like
started off with
unhuman.
feels.
They were so powerful and so like crazy. Like their abilities were so crazy. It just seemed so unhuman.
Well, think about it.
So it didn't
too,
really connect.
Their
The
emotions
reason you
weren't
couldn't
there.
get feels is because they can wish everybody back.
that's
You
true
can't
too.
feel some type of way if you know everybody.
Yeah,
can come back.
I mean, he's just gonna go back with the Dragon
Yeah,
Balls.
there couldn't be any emotion behind it.
Well,
So for those who don't know, real quick, if you gather all 7 Dragon Balls, you can wish for anything, and a lot of times they wish for people to be brought back to life. So it's hard to feel a certain way. It's about to come back in the next episode.
they started finding loopholes.
They even started saying,
They
well,
started finding loopholes because at
they
first they
even-
were like,
they'll
you
even
can only
just
get wished
saying-
back one time.
That's what I
with
was
Dragon
like,
Ball.
only certain
And
people
then
can die.
Did they forget about that?
Well, no, remember Dende made a new dragon.
When he
And then
created that
in
new
Super,
dragon.
They had the
Dende
Super
made a new
Dragon
dragon.
Balls.
Yeah, when
And
he
then-
created that new dragon, that right there canceled that whole dying
Yeah.
once thing out pretty
So
much.
and Goku would be always right. We could just always clean up all the damage with the
Yep,
Dragon Balls.
exactly.
He was like,
And so it's like there's no really emotion behind it.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
it's
but
like, nah,
you-
boys just coming back.
You gotta admit though, when it was another one too. So back in Dragon Ball, real quick, when Krillin died the
killed
first
by-
time,
yeah.
and Goku like felt that he was sitting at that dinner table, and he was just like something not right.
Yeah.
Like I kind of felt that. I was like, dang, this dude Krillin really just got killed right here, you know?
Dragon Ball.
I
So
think that was like the first major death.
that was like, yeah, it
Was that
was.
before we knew about Dragon Balls? Did they?
No, because that
Nah,
was when
nah,
King Piccolo's
nah.
henchman killed him. Looking
Yeah,
for
so
Dragon.
he already knew he could wish him back, but
Okay.
just to know that was like the first major.
He took
death.
the Dragon Ball and
Took
a
it,
list
yup,
of
and
the martial
killed him.
artists that participated in
Yeah.
the tournament.
That's right.
And that was one
That
of
was like,
one
yeah,
of
that was
many
the
for
first
Krillin.
big
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go actually watch that because, like I said, I ain't watched the whole.
How many times does Krillin die?
Right, man. This dude died at least four times,
In
man.
Dragon Ball?
Because
Everything. Because I was like, Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
he got worked.
He got killed in Dragon Ball.
Yep,
Man, he got-
all right. He died by Frieza.
Horned by
He
Frieza.
got ate by Boo.
I ain't gonna say that.
He got ate by Boo. If you count GT, he was killed by 17.
He got
Was he?
Yeah, 17 just
18 got
blasted
mad
him.
and she started blasting. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
he instantly killed him.
Hey.
It was
He
instant,
didn't die in Super, but he was the first one to get eliminated off of Universe.
man. If he was
He was being
in, yeah.
careless.
Yeah, they didn't like Krillin apparently.
He's like, bro, get up out of here. You ain't nobody.
So unless I'm forgetting one, and if we're including GT in this, he died a total of 4 times.
Dang.
You can almost count him dying by Cell too before before Trunks gave him that Senzu beam.
You count
Because his eyes was like, you know, they be like whited out.
His eyes have been like that a lot though.
Yeah.
You said Cell?
When Cell smacked him when he right when he went perfect
turned
form.
perfect.
Yeah.
He did. He got hit like that a couple times. Raccoon. He kicked him like that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He
that's
got
true.
Krillin has been put in the
That's
dirt
true.
a few times.
Came back strong.
So I'm gonna have to give it a C
For the feels.
for the feels. Yeah.
I definitely agree. Even though we definitely went through and named some of the most impactful ones, I mean, that was only a few. You know what I mean? Unless I can't think of any more off the top of my head right now. But I definitely agree. I give it a C, solid C.
I'll give it for feels. Like I said, it wasn't like it did touch you a little bit, but it wasn't like the animes we see now. Because I guess they saw that and it's like they probably was looking at Dragon Ball Z. He's like, they ain't got no emotion. It's just about fighting. Mm-hmm. And it's something like Dragon Ball Z they didn't fear nothing. They didn't fear like death and all that. It was like, oh, we could, like I said, the Dragon Balls, we can wish them back and whatnot. So, let's say the feel, it wouldn't even get me crying. Like if I saw Naruto and I saw somebody die in Naruto, I was like, oh God, I was like, give me some tissue.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse this with like they're just too emotional or they're not emotional enough. But I'm talking about how the anime made you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How the anime made you actually feel, and that's why I'm saying I'm giving it a C.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I said I'll give it a C plus. I said the Dragon. I said the. Well, you weren't talking about emotion. You said like just not emotional.
Not just emotion.
I'm not talking about like how emotional or non-emotional the characters are, but how it kind of translated to the consumer.
How it made you feel.
You know what I mean? How did it make you feel?
Man.
Like did all these moments that we just brought up, you know what I mean?
I'm
Like
not gonna
he's
lie.
like the Piccolo jumping in front of Gohan.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I'll give it a C because like I said I felt some stuff, but I didn't. Like I said, it wasn't like a Naruto or a My Hero Academia or a Bleach type anime. It was like, oh God, somebody got killed. This was like, oh, damn, that's messed up, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, you wish you back the next episode, then catch you later type stuff.
No, I'd say a C as well. Maybe even probably a solid C. Because all you feel from Dragon Ball really is hype. Like you don't feel a lot of.
It's a Meek Mill track.
You just get real hype.
Yeah.
That is true.
Of sadness
No,
and emotion.
hype.
Dragon Ball Meek. Future.
Dragon Ball Meek.
It's a future verse.
Yeah.
There's no substance in it. It's just
Dragon
Just
Ball
straight
Z.
pure hypeness. Pure hypeness the whole time.
yeah.
You know, you did like.
Is that a C across the board for that one for feels?
Yeah.
Man, it wasn't emotional. We've seen a lot of emotional anime, and this was not one of them.
But you said something earlier about other anime kind of taken from.
It seemed
whether
like they
yeah.
probably people watch Dragon Ball Z. It was like, oh, they probably watched this like it's just straight action.
Learn from his mistakes.
Learn mistakes. It's
Versus
like,
8. So let's talk about its impact.
impact, like just on us in general as a whole.
I'm talking about not just on. I'm talking about the anime culture and community as a whole.
Like the type of impact that is
Yeah.
left. That is left on them.
I have to give it an A+.
Yeah, me too. Because
Now,
what you
I
said
can
is like
find a way to almost draw every anime back to Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
they-
definitely the Godfather.
Definitely Dragon Ball Z. Like I said, everybody has transformations. So it's got that rivalry between certain characters. You got better plot development, I tell you that. You got some story, you got some emotion. You even got romantic little stuff here and there between certain characters that they probably really didn't have in Dragon Ball Z besides like 2 characters. Okay, maybe 1. 2. Krillin 18 and then Vegeta and Bulma, but that's what I said. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z, I'll definitely give it an A. I'll give it an A+. The impact on that it's Dragon Ball Z. If you hear that name, even if you didn't watch it, you'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A+ for sure for me too.
Yep, definitely A+.
Yeah. I said it's the first of its kind, and really, man, there's just so many anime that have taken from it.
Yeah.
Whether they've taken and improved, or you know what I'm saying, or made it worse, or drew whatever
Right,
it is.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can see it in attacks. You can see it in energy usage,
Ki, power, all that.
chakra, whatever they
Yep.
call it now. You know what I'm
Rensu,
saying?
spirit energy,
Yeah.
whatever.
Transformation.
Transformations, training,
Yep.
all that type of stuff.
It was peeled from Dragon
I
Ball.
don't think anybody trained like the characters in Dragon Ball Z, especially Vegeta.
Vegeta trained. He didn't have no job. His training was his job. I think he didn't go he didn't clock it nowhere. He's like, he probably look at you like, I'm a prince, bro. I'm training.
His wife was rich.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He worked for Capital.
Yeah, he didn't need to do nothing.
He was set for
He
life.
didn't work.
Yep.
He was like, what's work? He was like, I'm a prince, bro. He probably went in the job was like, you want to get hired? Hired? I'm a prince of all sins. What you mean? He probably looked at the application and was like, yeah, that's true. You don't really need this job.
Anything like you could tell him no.
Right.
Yeah.
Vegeta probably smack him and he'd become the boss.
See, that's one of them Bane things. He was like, do you feel in charge?
I would look at him like, Dad. He's like, hey, bro.
No, but I'm not. Yeah. So man. You know what? We're gonna have to edit that out too.
That's what's wrong.
She's our noter. Is like, you know what I mean?
She got a whole paragraph.
This was small print there. I can't even read that.
No, I say
I can read.
I can read it.
I got my eyes on.
Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of rounded it out. Let's kind of go back over it real quick. We've graded its plot and its story development, its animation, its character development, its action, its creativity, heroes, its villains, its length.
Pause.
Pause. The feels and its impact. Do we want to touch on what could be done differently?
Yeah.
We'd be here. It would be another podcast.
Podcast in itself. Obviously, the story could have been
The plot.
way better.
And definitely character development.
Yeah.
Could have definitely been done a little bit better.
Yeah, and I feel like those two things would you know what I'm saying?
It'd
Taking
change.
all the other small things to another level.
Yep.
So if you had to give Dragon Ball Z an overall grade as an anime, what would you give it, Deon?
A-.
Justin?
Probably A-. It's Dragon Ball Z. I mean, you hear the name, you can't go wrong with that.
I would have to give it an A, and it's not because that my grades average out to be an A, but it's because there's other things I'm considering in that too. Nostalgia, and I'm throwing that in there. There's other things that have me giving it an A overall, because the things that I have Fs for, and there's enough. There's enough Fs to, but it's just that extra credit, that uniqueness. The first of its kind.
Yep.
There's certain things I got to give it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That definitely.
And when I think of just even though you know what I'm saying, I have a chick at my job who made me this hat. Shout out to Casey and Stitching Wolf Crafts. I had on a Midoriya hat, and nobody really knew who it was. But then she handed me my Goku hat, and I switched them. And I saw the reaction after I had the Goku hat on. That's why I got to get this anime an A.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Just because of that impact, like you said, yeah. So I agree. I definitely give it an A for pretty much the same reason. So I ain't gonna go into too much depth, but yeah, definitely an A.
All right, it's latest crap. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Anybody
Much
in closing remarks?
If you have any comments, please leave them below.
Hey, give us some good and tell us what we need to do better. Anything we didn't do.
Well, we're not really. We don't want to really want y'all. Don't be hitting us up telling us what we could do better.
I'm like,
Jesus.
Hey, man.
Well, hit Justin up, and then Justin can tell the rest of us.
I mean, like, y'all should have told y'all to call you, have your followers and viewers call y'all. I'm like, they didn't tell me nothing.
Are we giving a teaser into the next episode? We doing another report card after this, or is it?
Because we're doing Naruto, right?
Yeah.
Saturday. Just to give them a heads up, let's.
These are the
Not
ones
time
that
sensitive.
will- right.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have to give a teaser.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Edit that out then.
We could just edit that out. All right, it's over 9,000. We out.
Deuces.
Peace.